Here are 6 things that I think are the most important when it comes to investing in finance. Number 6, turn your skills into a business. I do handyman and scooter repairs and have a YouTube channel, as you know, because you are here watching it right now. I don't make any recommendations. Do your own research. I'm just explaining to you what I've learned. Number 5, buy stocks, but do your own research. I have done well with REITs, which are real estate investment trusts. During the March 2020 crash, I was able to double my position in one of my stocks. Dividend-paying stocks give you the magic of compound interest, and after a year, you will get a big tax deduction on the dividend gains, as long as you hold the stock. But a thing to mention is that if you reinvest the dividends, which you should to get more shares, those new shares will be taxed at the normal tax rate because you haven't held those particular shares for a year yet. Just something to consider. It's not a big deal. Number 4, do not save more than 6 months of living expenses, because any more cash sitting around loses to inflation. It will buy less things later. You need an average of 6 months in your savings account for emergencies, and the average that I come up with here is between $12,000 and $15,000, but it depends on your income each month, because everybody has a different salary or income coming in to base this on. Number 3, never keep everything in cash in the bank. That means don't keep everything you own in dollars. You want to spread it out in different things. If you like the video so far, give it a thumbs up so that YouTube will share it with others. And it's really important that YouTube shares this with as many people as possible, because this is some good information here that I've learned. Number 2, buy things that hold value, such as artwork, vintage items, autographs, antique furniture, precious metals, even old collectible items such as coins and currency that is not made anymore. Pretty much anything collectible, because they can be sold later if necessary, like if you have a financial hardship, for what you paid for them, or even make a gain if they gain value. They hold value, unlike, say, if you buy a TV or even a car or a phone, it loses its value very fast. It doesn't hold its value. So that's not a good store of value, because you don't want to have all your money in the bank. You want to put it into things that hold value. And when you buy these things, you want to buy them with the mindset that you're going to keep them for a long time and maybe never even sell them. You might just pass them on to your kids or whatever later on. But if you do sell them, you can make some money. You'll always be able to get the money back because they're a store of value, which is great. It's almost like a savings account in a way. Before we continue with number 1, I want to point out that it's very important. Never use margin to buy any type of investment. Do not take out a loan to buy an investment. Only invest money that you can afford to lose if for some reason what you're invested in crashes and never recovers. Keep that in mind. That's what margin is, what makes a lot of crashes worse, because when you're on margin, the stock starts to go down the brokerage requires you to sell the stock, and then if it's too low, you actually have to pay them the difference. And a lot of people don't end up not having the money to pay that, so they go bust. And then plus, at the domino effect, the market crashes. And when people see a crash, they get scared. Some random people, oh my gosh, I gotta sell. Then they sell, it goes down more, and then other people sell, and it goes down more. That's what a market crash is. It's just fear. Speaking of fear, that brings me to the number one thing I've learned about investing in finance, which is buy items when they are not popular, because when they are, you will make a lot or even a fortune. Most buy at the top. They have that mentality of not wanting to miss out. Oh my gosh, it's going up, I gotta get in right now. Or everybody says, oh, you gotta get into this, man, look at this thing, it keeps going up. That's not when you want to get in. Sometimes, depending on when they get in, they could make a little gain, but usually they hold it too long and then it crashes below what they bought it at, and then they lose everything. So it's not worth it. When you see that it's really high, which I'll show you in a second, it's not worth buying. You look at this chart here for Bitcoin. From 2014 to maybe half of 2017, it was pretty much flat, didn't do much. That was the time when it was not popular. That is when you wanted to buy. If you would have bought it then and held out and sold it, even at 50,000 or its highest it went to, which was it's hard to get it on here. I think it was 60. Yeah, there it is. 63,000. Came up there for a second. If you would have sold it at 63,000 from holding it here, I don't even know what you would have made. You would have made probably like at least $100 million, which is insane. So moving on. See, like down here was when you wanted to buy. Like when it went up to here, that's not when you buy. When it came down to here, was a buying opportunity. But if you see here, you compare this where it was at for a long time to even this lowest point here, it's still a little higher. So the people that bought it here, even though it crashed here, they still were making money because they bought it in the beginning when it was not popular. Anytime you see something like this, where it goes from like way low to really high, that is when you don't want to buy, you stay away. If you bought down here, and low, and then it went up, you probably should consider selling and taking your profit. Don't be greedy, because if you would have held it, it would have went down here, where it's at now, and then you would have lost some of your gains. You'd still have a big gain if you bought it here or even here. And I'm just trying to use this Bitcoin chart here to explain to you how the principle number one works. Okay, that's it for the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, like I said before, so YouTube will share it with others. And if you want me to do any more financial videos like this, then leave a comment below and let me know exactly what question you have, and I'll do my best to answer it for you.